Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another quick video. All right, y'all, just back with some real quick boxing talk here. I started to do this post-fight discussion video a few days ago, right after the fight. This was on the Golovkin main card, Ali Akhmedov versus Carlos Gongora. But I was kind of busy, man, and I didn't watch the main event. I didn't watch that Golovkin fight. That was a total mismatch again for Golovkin, so I didn't really even want to see the fight. But the fight that interested me was this battle of the undefeateds between Akhmedov and Gongora. First, I'll have to say shout out to Gongora, taking his fight after a few injuries he's had, taking it on 2 weeks notice, dropping like 10, 20 pounds in that 2 weeks to get down to like 168 for this fight. I really feel like he just really rose to the occasion for this fight. And I took away quite a few things from this fight. One of the main things I took away from it was how to face a puncher head on. I think a lot of guys, up and coming in boxing, they need to learn how to box and meet punches head on. Don't like box on the back foot and run from a puncher. You got to know how to take them into deep waters, and that's what Gongora did. He really showed a lot of heart in this fight. Again, like I said, off of 2 weeks notice. And another thing I took from this fight was just patience. He had a rough start. Ali Akhmedov was really working hard in this fight, but at the same time, he was working a little too hard. And Gongora, he really knew how to take full advantage of that. Like, there were times in the fight where he looked relaxed and he was smiling. Like, he got rocked in like maybe I think it was the first or second round, but Gongora, he really just like held on. At the same time, he was still landing some accurate shots. Like in that first round, I had to give it to Gongora because I felt like he was landing the better shots, whereas Akhmedov was just throwing a lot of hard power shots with a lot of bad intentions. Like, yeah, he was outworking Gongora in like the first half, but he was just wearing himself out to me, and I think that's something that a lot of young up and comers, they do sometimes. They get a little impatient and they want to go for that knockout. So Gongora, he was just reading Akhmedov. He was like, okay, I know what to do. All I have to do is make this guy work harder than he usually does, make his work rate go up, make his punch output go up, and then take him into deep waters, and that'll wear him down. Because most punchers, they throw with bad intentions because they're used to knocking people out with maybe 2 or 3 shots. But if they start to go into 4, 5, and 6, and they start triple, like more than triple combinations, and they have to work hard, and if you're not hurt, they get a little frustrated. They get a little frustrated. Then after that, you have to add on the fact that Gongora was doing a lot of good clinching, tying him up, spinning him a little bit. Then he'd come back with his own sharp power shots as well. He was really tattooing Akhmedov in the second half of the fight. So when you factor all that in, that's how you break a puncher down. It just spelled disaster. Especially whenever Akhmedov, I think it was maybe like the 8th and 9th round, whenever Gongora, he started like making that adjustment. He started adding in the right hook. Like, first he was landing good straight left hands, but when he started landing that right hook on the chin, he really started doing damage, and he was really rattling Akhmedov. Because again, Akhmedov, he was so used to knocking people out that when he was throwing these combinations and he wasn't really doing any damage and he was getting hit back, was really gonna break him down until he got into those championship rounds, which is what happened. Gongora landed a good stiff left uppercut, like right up the middle, and dropped him in that 12th round on his back. And he got up, he beat the count. And then after that, Gongora landed another left uppercut right on the chin and dropped him again and put him right down on his back, and he was out. The referee started to count him out, and he just waved him off. And I was like, yeah, man, like, I knew that was coming. I knew that was going to happen. Like, it was upsetting a lot of people's eyes, but at the same time, I wanted to see if Akhmedov could rise to the occasion himself and, like, make that adjustment and start boxing smart. Like, could he switch gears and turn into a boxer instead of being a puncher? But he wanted to be a puncher all night. And Gongora, he was the guy that just said, okay, I'm gonna turn into the puncher eventually. I'm gonna just let him keep coming to me. I'm gonna pick some of his shots off with my glove, my high guard, and then as soon as he finishes a sequence of punches, I'm gonna come back with my own straight left hand down the pipe, and then come over the top with my right hook, tie him up, exhaust him. Really take the gas out of him, and just kind of break him down from there. So a lot of things you could take away from this fight, what I mean, just on this level. Like, if you really pay attention to boxing on this level, you can learn a lot, man. I'm just doing this video for the casual fans, and like I said, some of the young up and coming fighters. Like, don't go in there over anxious like Akhmedov. Just because you knocked the last guy out, the next guy you fight, the next opponent you fight, he's not going to go down the same way. So if you know that he's in there and he's looking relaxed and he's kind of smiling and he's taking your best shots, and you know that you're working a little harder than you used to, then you need to start working smart, you know. So that's just, you know, like I said, I just wanted to do this video and tell everybody out there that wants to box, you know, because that's what I took from this fight, you know, not just another knockout. I was just enjoying the fight and watching how Gongora was able to you know, neutralize a puncher. Because most guys, when they think that you neutralize a puncher, you're supposed to just go in there, box completely off the back foot, just jab and move and just kind of run on your bite. But no, man, like if you run, that gives the puncher the sign that you're intimidated by his power. And it also leaves you it leaves you an open target, because when he extends his shots, you'll be on the end of those shots. But see, if you meet him in the middle, or if you smother him, or if you tie him up, that's more frustrating on him, because he'll be like, damn, I can't get off my shots. At the same time, he's walking right into the fire. Like, what does he know that I don't know? You know, it's that kind of mental game you got to play with the puncher, you know. And at the same time, you got to fight fire with fire. You got to hit just as hard as he hits. Maybe not as hard, but because, you know, you might not generate the same power, but you got to be able to hit the guy and try to hurt him as well. Because sometimes these punchers out here in boxing, these knockout artists, they can dish it out, but they can't take it. Just like a lot of people who talk trash, sometimes they like to talk trash, but soon as you come back with some smart remark to them, they start crying. You know, they can't take it. So boxing is life, man. That's why I just wanted to come back and do this video. Yeah, man. But good fight, man. Go back and check it out. It was on the Zone app. Carlo Gongora, he definitely earned his 12th round knockout over Akhmedov. You know, a lot of people were praising Akhmedov high. I mean, he can definitely go back to the drawing board and learn from this loss. But yeah, I really enjoyed the fight. Shout out to Gongora. Like I said, the main event, I didn't even want to watch that, man, because Golovkin was just in there with another mismatch. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace. Boxing is life.